I have decided in Yellowstone fashion, I'm going to call him grandson.
Oh.
And then when he's old enough, he's going to call me grandfather.
Grandfather.
Yep.
Grandfather.
Because that's respect right there.
That is.
That's
Force it on him.
hell
at an early
yeah.
age.
Grandson.
Have you watched that Jellystone?
Oh my God, I love it.
It's so good.
You just called it Jellystone?
Yeah. Oh, you're talking. Oh, I was talking
Yellowstone.
I was talking about Jellystone, the cartoon on HBO Max.
No. What?
Yeah.
No.
It has all of the characters you grew up with, like Snagglepuss and Huckleberry Hound and Yogi Bear, but it's like a current comic, like cartoon. Yogi Bear's a doctor, and Boo Boo's his assistant, and his girlfriend, whatever her name was, she's the nurse. And then, like, the Huckleberry Hound is the mayor of Jellystone Town. Captain Caveman's in it. Jabberjaw's in it. All the fucking Hanna-Barbera guys are in this. It's on HBO. It is hilarious.
You are drunk. This is not a thing.
It is a thing.
What?
It is a total thing. Me and Oscar have been watching it.
It's good for kids?
Yeah, it's made for kids, but there's funny jokes for adults. Plus
Really?
Plus we grew up with the characters.
All of them.
Yeah, it's got Top Cat. It's got the octopus dude. I mean, anything Hanna-Barbera is in it.
That was in the race and all that. Remember they used to do the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Are you recording this?
Yeah.
Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Prost, and welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
Eek. I'm Brian.
Dolan's here.
Cool.
Didn't know what to do with that.
No.
I was going German.
Oh, okay. Danke
Bitte.
schön.
I believe that's thank you, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
My grandpa was, German. His parents were from Germany.
Okay.
And he fought in World War II against the Germans, so I'm sure there was something there. But whenever me and my sister were bad, he would yell at us, Kinder, which is German for children, kids. And we knew to knock it off. So I know German in general sounds like an angry language to me.
It does. It's like Klingon,
A little bit.
right? I mean, it does sound super angry.
Yeah, they can be saying something super nice, and you're like, am I in trouble?
I think there's videos about that out there.
Is
where
there?
They,
There is, yes.
Yeah, and see
It just sounds angry.
I had to look it up before I said it because when we were in, I don't know, it's like middle school, it's like 7th grade, we were obsessed with KFC. It was like KFC jokes. Fried chicken was, I have no idea. No idea.
What is he talking about?
I don't know.
We made a ton of KFC
Of
jokes.
KFC, like the chicken place?
Yes, like the chicken place. And so we were like trying to figure out how to say it in German.
Sure.
And it's gebratenes Huhn.
Okay.
That's fried chicken in German. So we would run around saying like Kentucky gebratenes.
That sounds metal.
It does
Yeah.
sound metal.
German sounds metal. Yeah.
I had to think about that. But that was like the first thing I ever learned how to say in German was fried chicken.
I still remember Das Eichenbrau ist kaputt, which means my eyebrow is broken. I learned that in 7th grade.
I don't even know what that means, but
Ich,
okay.
ich mag mich. Is, I like milk, I think.
Schmuck Mish. This is Mish right here.
Yeah.
My German is only through the band Rammstein.
Oh yeah, Du hast.
Du hast mich, I hate you. Isn't that right? Isn't
I don't know.
Du
Something.
hast, I hate. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
I don't
Sure.
know.
I'm like 98% sure.
I think that's right. So Prost Brewing is located at 2540 19th Street, Denver, Colorado. I've been to a lot of breweries in Denver. I have not been to this place, unfortunately. They seem to have a very, very deep, rich German tradition history.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I couldn't confirm this. I want to say this brewery was established in Germany and then transplanted in Denver.
Whoa.
I think that's correct.
That's cool.
If that's the case, next time I'm in Denver, I'm going there.
Well, once you taste this, you're going to go there.
Okay. I have had one of or two of their beers before.
Yeah.
Their Kolsch and their Pilsner, and I have not liked them.
Oh, you're going to like this one.
So, and I have avoided this. So, one of the very popular Atlas watering holes, which we could walk to right now, has had this on tapped, and unfortunately, I have avoided it.
I know. I told you to knock it off.
But I will drink it today. Maybe we'll see for lunch. I don't know yet. So, they also
Dolan says, He's got a little smile in his eye. I saw there, a little twinkle.
open Monday through Thursday, noon to 10. Monday through Thursday,
Okay,
noon to 10.
that's pretty good.
That's good. Friday, noon to 11. Saturday, 11 to 11.
Yep.
And Sunday, 11 to 8.
Those are pretty good drinking hours.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Those are German drinking hours.
That
right
works.
There. They also have locations in Fort Collins and Highlands Ranch. So if you're familiar with Denver, they got a couple different locations you can go to.
Nice.
Right on their website, right when you log in, it says "Drink like a German."
It says it right on the can.
Yep.
Drink
Does
like
it?
a German.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
With the ram's head down there underneath there.
I can tell you, I don't like the smell of it.
Oh no.
No.
Okay. Well,
It's different from last week's two beers that we had
Is
for
it?
sure.
it's
Yeah.
definitely darker in color than the.
Okay, but
But it tastes
holy
good, right?
smokes, That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Double wow.
Yeah.
We got a double wow on that one.
That first drink was so fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think I'll go through just a couple of their awards that I've noted.
Okay.
They're Keller Pills, which maybe you had. I think they're either World Beer Cup or Great American Beer Festival. I didn't write that
Okay.
part down, but I think might be World Beer Cup. Gold 2013. They're Weiss beer, so they're wheat beer.
Yep.
Gold in 2015 and silver in 2016. Pilsner, the North German style, got
Okay.
silver in 2020. I did write down the three different areas that you talked about. Here's their ABVs on the beers that they had that weren't necessarily in cans. They just came to Nebraska distribution-wise. Here's some of the ones that I wrote down that I didn't see in cans. Maybe they are, but these are also ones that they just have on tap at the brewery location. They have a Dunkel. I didn't get it because we were going to do the boiler Dunkel, but they do have one.
Okay.
It's 5.6.
Interesting.
They have a Hef, their Weiss beer. That's 5%. They have a Grapefruit Radler that's 4%. Their Kolsch is 4.8. This Märzen is 5.8. Here's a style that I really enjoy, but you don't see it too much. It's an IPL, so an India Pale
Yes.
Lager,
Yeah.
6%. Then they have a Vienna Lager, so more traditional style. That's 5.4. And then the Pilsner is 4.9, so like a Budweiser or whatever.
I gotta tell you, I don't like the smell, but the taste is great. I don't know.
No, that's okay.
I've had the Kolsch, maybe that's why. And didn't they have a Czech Pilsner too? I thought
Probably,
they had
yeah.
a Czech Pilsner that was maybe a little too bitter.
Bitter, yeah.
For me, maybe. I wanted one thing out of a Pilsner and I got something different, and maybe that's the Czech style. I don't know. I'm not going to argue with them. They clearly know more about brewing than I do. I'm just going by what I like and what I don't like.
I found some more of my notes at the bottom. These are the ones I wrote that were beers that are not canned. So some of those that I did say were canned. Obviously, we're drinking one. They have a Helles that's not canned, an Alt beer, their Berliner Weiss, a Helles Bock, and a Bohemian Pilsner,
Oh,
which
interesting.
I'd be interested to see what that
I would
is.
definitely try that. What's an alt beer?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
I've
My
seen
life.
it before. Like, I've
Yeah.
seen alt beer spelled in the traditional BI.
ALTBIER.
Yeah,
That
but
must be a German thing. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever. I know that they have it at what's the German Barchen?
Oh, in
yeah.
in
Benson.
Benson down
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
Barchen's
Yeah,
a good place to
I've
go.
seen a couple of those. I was just there a couple weeks ago. So
Here's the food choices or some of the options that I wrote down. They have something that's just called the board, which comes with 3 meats,
Oh,
3 cheeses, pretzel bites with fondue. You can also get some house pickles, which they make there, and then their Prost coleslaw. Sammy's schnitzel, which is like crispy pork. dish that they make.
Yeah.
A doner kebab, which is lamb and lamb bacon.
No, I don't like the name already. No, that's a bad name.
The
Wait.
Donner Party.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, well, if you're
But
into that,
kebabs, though.
I mean, if they made kebabs out of the Donner Party, I'd probably eat them.
Kebabs are one of my favorite
Oh.
things to go eat.
Look, I like kebabs.
And it's so weird. Like in U.S., it's not a big thing, but if you're like in England,
Yeah.
kebabs are everywhere. Like that's what you're getting.
Mm.
That's the main. They call it takeaway. That's their fast food. Kebabs are everywhere.
I had some rabbit kebabs actually oh my gosh, yeah, in Russia, in Moscow.
Yeah?
At a weird sort of like outdoor mall place.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sold like rat hats and knockoff Rolexes and stuff like that. And then they were like making like rabbit kebabs and stuff. It was delicious. Don't tell
Yeah.
my wife. She would be super not happy.
Did
with
she
me.
eat one?
No,
Okay.
no.
I didn't know if you got her one and you didn't tell her what it was.
I went,
Oh, okay.
I had gone back in, so our driver took us there. We walked around and stuff, looked at all the knockoff Rolexes and stuff.
Sure.
Like that.
The Rolex.
Yeah. And then I had gone back. I'm like, maybe I really want to buy one of these weird hats.
Yeah.
And the driver was like, oh, sure, you go back and look at
A
whatever.
Russian rat.
Anyway,
hat.
so I looked at the rat hats. That's a whole different story. Anyway, walked past this place and it smelled fantastic. I'm like,
Stomach
okay,
was
I'll
like,
get one.
oh, stop.
And this was when we had just gotten there, so I didn't really know. I didn't understand the rubles to dollars or whatever. I just knew I had a pocket full of rubles, and so I just held
Here,
my
take my money.
hand out with a bunch of coins in it, and he picked through the coins and he took a couple of them and he handed me this rabbit kebab.
Yeah.
And I ate it, and it was fantastic. And then I went back to the car, and I never told her. This is actually one of the first times I've ever told that story because she would be so angry
Well,
with me.
Just don't let her listen to this one.
She
man.
doesn't. She thinks I'm weird when I listen to the podcast. When it comes out and I listen to it, she's like, "Why are you listening to yourself?"
For notes. You have to get better.
I guess right. That's the voice in my head when I hear her. She sounds like Marge Simpson.
That is excellent. Some of the sausages they have. Bratwurst.
Yes.
Knackwurst. You ever heard of those?
What are knackwursts?
No.
I don't know. I've just heard of it. I know it's this German-style sausage. Currywurst.
Okay.
So, you know, I
Very-
think Dolan would probably
very
like that.
Indian. Okay.
And then
Yeah.
buffalo cheddar / jalapeno. So they can get those there as well.
right now,
All day.
right now.
Just bring them.
Mm-hmm.
This came right off their website. Our Märzen is brewed to be enjoyed as the high mountain nights turn cold and the trees become awash in autumn colors.
They got a poet working there.
Absolutely.
Marketing.
Good
Nice.
Lord.
I like that.
A seasonal beer, BIER, with a cult following. Our creamy, rich, and malty Märzen is a Rocky Mountain autumn in your glass.
I feel like that's pretty spot on.
I want to go there right now.
It tastes real good.
This has changed my mind
like
about
it.
This has absolutely changed my mind about this brewery. 100%. 100%.
Now, yeah, I kind of want to try some of the other ones. Maybe the Dunkel or something like that.
Well, my friend at Rambo's Longhorn Liquors in Estes Park, Colorado, carries a ton of this. I'll bring some back for us.
There we go.
So, yep.
Dolan, what do you think?
I think it's great. I mean,
Boom.
again, it's another Märzen. I mean, it's another Oktoberfest, if you will, that you can just drink a ton of.
Yeah.
5.8%.
Really, the best thing about Oktoberfest beers is you're supposed to get them in the gallon jug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to lift it with two hands.
It's almost like style within a style kind of beer, right? I mean, we could have 10 of these.
And they'd all be a little different.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of, I think, one of the fun things about the regionality of it, really, especially the German ones, is just a little bit different, you know. Each place they make it tastes a little different just from the ingredients or the malts or whatever they're using. So
And maybe not in COVID times, but like this is the type of beers that I would love to do boots with my friends. You know what I mean? Like this
even if
this would be easy.
if this warmed up a little, it would still be pretty good. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's one of those
right.
kind of beers.
Yep. So I wanted to understand what the German purity law was.
Okay.
I wanted to understand the Reinheitsgebot. Okay.
That was pretty good.
We've done 3 years worth of Oktoberfest. Is this
Yeah.
right? This is our third year
This is
of
third year, yep.
celebrating
Oktoberfest, yes.
Oktoberfest on the Beer with Atlas podcast. So I wanted to really understand what that was because we've talked about it so many times and we've touched on it a little bit. And I thought, okay, what better than if we're going to talk about a legit German roots brewery outside of the ones that we've actually had from Germany, right, in years past. Let's talk about it now. So the origins of Märzen, which you kind of talked about last week, includes strict Bavarian ordinances.
Yes.
And I looked up Bavaria and that that region of the world or where that is.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest and the desire to drink beer all day long. In 15 well, that's me.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Us.
It's always Oktoberfest.
In 1553, a decree proclaimed no beer could be brewed in Bavaria from April to September, which seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
Crazy. You brought that up, right?
Yeah.
Like you couldn't do it. It was against the law.
It might not be good enough, so you can't do it.
The understandably frustrated Bavarians came up with Marzens, okay, which comes from Mars, which means March in Germany. All right, okay. This tasty beer was brewed in March and could be safely stored in cellars all year long, which we kind of knew already, right? So the purity law, Reinheitsgebot, the most influential predecessor of the modern Reinheitsgebot, was a law first adopted in the Duchy of Munich, the Duchy.
Pass the Duchy on the left-hand side.
Right. I don't know what that is. I mean,
Drop that song in there, Dolan, right there.
Pass the Duchy on the left-hand side.
That's an 80s one-hit wonder.
he'll find it. Yep. This was in 1487. 1487.
Yep.
Okay. After Bavaria was reunited, apparently they were broken up at one point. They were reunited. The Munich Law was adopted across the entirety of Bavaria in April of 1516, which should sound familiar, right?
Yes.
We've talked about this. According to the 1516 Bavarian law, the only ingredients that could be used in the production of beer were water, barley, and hops. That's it.
Three things.
Wow.
Now, I thought, wait a minute. You need yeast. Something's got to eat the
right?
sugar to create the alcohol, right? They just said, okay, here's the deal. Yeast occurs naturally in nature, so we don't include that.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I get it. Like, that fine. You could make the same excuse for water, but okay.
It's like 3 with an asterisk.
Now, if you broke the law,
Yeah.
this is what happened.
Oh, boy.
So I took it right from the text of the law. So I actually found the law, which is quite long and very German.
Sure, yeah.
Yep. If this is from the text, if this is not adhered to, the punishment stated below shall be administered.
Oh, boy.
Should any person brew or otherwise have, so you couldn't brew it, you couldn't even own it
Okay.
at the time, other beer than March beer, so a Marsden, it is not to be sold any higher than 1 pfennig per mass. I don't know what the hell that is. So they even set the price, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't sell it for more than 1 pfennig per
Whatever
mass.
that is, yeah.
I don't know. Furthermore,
I
that
like that.
was very British, right? That was Furthermore, we wish to emphasize that in all futures, in all cities, markets, towns, and in the country, and this is in bold, the only ingredients used for brewing the beer must be barley, hops, and water. Whosoever knowingly disregards or transgresses upon this ordinance shall be punished by the court's authority, confiscating such barrels of beer without fail.
They steal your beer?
Nice.
So if you're making...
So what do? They steal it and then they go and like party?
Hell yeah, they do.
I mean, what a way to get free beer.
They had it figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're making milkshake IPAs
you're
in
in
Bavaria in 1516...
Probably executed.
This is not good. Let me take that.
I will take that
I will
beer.
And I will
Yes.
take care of this. For
Here.
now, you need to follow the law.
Hey, bro, check out this beer that tastes terrible,
This
quote
is-
unquote. We confiscated it last night.
Now, I'm sure at the time, this was taken very seriously.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But,
Well, it still is to this day.
I mean, so every brewery that we've ever been to, known, drank their beer, is in direct violation of the German
Well,
purity
I
laws.
don't know if everyone.
Well, here's the other thing, though. Like,
I bet you Prost is Following the
Yeah,
rules.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But here's the thing too. Like, if it weren't for that, like, would there be a huge like following under Oktoberfest if it weren't for that? Like this style of beer,
Oh, it
I mean-
definitely plays into the history.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't think if they were allowed like openness or whatever, I don't know if it would be the same today,
true,
right? Like
true.
Oktoberfest would not be what it is
Oh no.
if they didn't have those strict guidelines, which is, I don't know, kind of cool that we can still enjoy that.
You got to have rules to break the rules, right?
Right.
So you got to start somewhere. I
Well,
guess.
it's like it like writing, right? I like to write, and you can only break the rules if you know the rules.
Sure,
kind of
yeah.
thing,
Right.
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 You start a sentence with and.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
you
you're
end
not
a-
supposed to do that.
No, absolutely
No,
not.
yeah,
you
can't do
you end a sentence with a preposition, like those types of things. If you understand the rules, and then you break them correctly, that's okay.
Okay.
It's not right. So anyway, I think you're absolutely right, though. I think these guys in particular probably strictly follow that. We're not going to get weird IPAs out
No.
of these guys at all, right? We're not going to get, raspberry wheats and
Nope.
stuff like that.
Similar to the KC Beer Co. Very similar to that, I would say. Here's the research I did for this episode.
Okay.
The history of brats. Because what goes better, right? What's
My goodness.
German? You got to have sausages, right?
Yes.
You got to have bratwurst.
Yes.
So traditionally, German bratwurst is made either from veal, beef, or pork, or a combination of the three.
Okay.
A brat, the word basically breaks down in German. Brat means finely chopped meat, and wurst means sausage. So that's what bratwurst means. They make them traditionally pan-fried or roasted. Not a whole lot of skewers or open flames.
Boiling? They don't boil them
No.
first? Oh.
The earliest recipe that they can find that talks about brats is 228 AD. That's a long time ago.
228 AD.
Yes. The first brat in Germany was in 1313 in Nuremberg,
Okay.
which you've heard of.
Sure.
Back then, there was this, you were talking about Bavaria and stuff. Well, this was Franconia. So this is pre that dates.
Holy cow.
But that was the name of the area that these, not necessarily colonies, but maybe countries or portions of the state were from. There's a bunch of different varieties of brats. So I wrote down some of these. This is like around 1400s or late 1400s. Frankenschie, so Frankische, Coburger, Kolmbacher, Nuremberger, Würzburger. Those are all different kinds of brats. In Switzerland, that took off. In 1438, that was like introduced there. And they have a famous one that's called the St. Gallen, and it comes on a round bun. So not like a hot dog bun like we're used to, almost like a hamburger bun.
Oh, like, okay.
But it sticks out the side, which looked weird. In the USA, where all those people came from, all the migrants or whatever, they're looking for a better world, a better
Right,
life, that sort
right.
of place. Those people, when they came to the United States and they settled in, that's the places that are most popular for brats.
Okay.
So the states where if like you looked at popular restaurants or things that people order, baseball game, whatever,
Right.
these are where you're going to find brats the most in the United States. Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, Indiana, Iowa, and Missouri. Which kind of surprised me, but there's a lot of Germans in Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
Okay.
where they're going to go.
Interesting.
Let's see. Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Popularized the brats. Like that was kind of their, where in the United States they became a thing that people would know about in the 1920s. So we're talking Depression time. These brats had such a high fat content that when the butchers would make them, you had to get them that day. You'd go in the morning and order 5 or 6 or whatever you're going to do.
Sure.
You had to pick them up later because they would spoil so fast because they were so high in fat, which makes them delicious. I mean, that's what sausage is, a lot of fat.
I have enjoyed a Sheboygan sausage at Wrigley Field
There you go.
in the right center field bleachers. Yeah, and I can attest they are delicious.
Pretty good.
Absolutely.
1954. This guy named Bill Sperling. He decided, you know what? I want to bring brats to the Major League Baseball.
Right there.
Milwaukee Braves. That was the first place.
Early.
35 cents a piece. That's how much they cost.
That's a deal.
He cooked them. You go to the stadium and you'd walk in there, and it was in like a special mixture of tomato sauce, green pepper, and onions. Like that's how they cooked them. It's almost like a boiling.
Oh.
So like boiled sauce. They're kind of sounds almost like Italian to me.
Right.
Pizza,
Very
like
Italian.
sauce and peppers and whatnot. And then the last thing I did was I wanted to talk about the brat races.
At
Miller Park.
At Miller Park,
right?
yeah. Well, is it Miller Park? It's like
Well, I don't know if it is
like-
anymore, but
It's Wrigley North now.
well, that's what you say.
Yeah.
Miller Park sells more brats than hot dogs,
Doesn't surprise me.
which it doesn't really, but it kind of does because hot dogs are like America, right? The racing sausages started in the early 90s. There was 3 to start with. Brat was the first one.
Okay.
Polish dog was 2, and Italian was number 3.
Okay.
In 2001, Miller Park opens. They bring over those 3, and then also in 1996, hot dog shows up, number 4.
Okay.
They run the races for 6 years. Mostly they were on screen as like a graphic, kind of
Okay.
like how the Royals do it now.
Yeah.
2007, chorizo shows up.
Oh.
A little spicy, you know?
Sure.
Yum.
And they start actually running physical races with people in costumes. And that's how that goes. And then I did this season. I tallied the wins. They actually have a website for this. You can track this. You could probably bet this, I bet.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
So as of 8/8, so about a month ago, 21,
Okay.
here's who has won the races at Milwaukee. Brat has won 9 times. Chorizo has won 3 times. Hot dog, 22. Italian, 12. Polish dog, 13.
This seems fixed.
It does.
It seems
They're
fixed.
trying to get rid of the German heritage and just bring
Right.
it to America.
This is-
Hot dog, 22, no way.
Look, I know I don't like the Brewers in the first place. This makes me like the Brewers even less. So, I don't know.
I mean,
It's kind of like in Atlanta where they have the Frozone race. Have you seen this?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Where the guy runs real fast. He's like a world-class sprinter. Yeah. These guys are not that.
The president race in at Nationals
Yeah,
Park there in
Senators,
Washington. Yeah.
but it also doesn't kind of surprise me. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a huge baseball fan, but when I think of baseball, I think of hot dogs right away.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're in Wisconsin. This is that Sheboygan. I mean, that's
Round 0 for brats in America.
Yeah, true.
right.
I wonder because like where we're from, brats is a thing. But if you live in like Nevada, do you get
Okay.
brats at the grocery store?
Sure.
I don't know.
Oregon,
Yeah.
Washington,
Florida,
right,
like is that a
right,
thing? I doubt it.
no.
Maybe it's just because we're so Midwest, we're used to brats. I don't know.
But why don't you embrace your history though? Embrace who you are. That's I mean,
Sure.
I mean, for me, if I had a choice between a hot dog and a brats all day.
all
They got
day.
flavor.
All day.
Yeah.
I like me some brats.
I'm so hungry.
Me
Yeah,
too.
that happens.
Yeah, I don't know. Embrace who you are. You are your beer and your bratwurst and
Be the brat.
yeah.
Let the brats win. See, in Kansas City, they have it's like condiment race. It's like ketchup, mustard, relish, some other salsa, I think, is in there.
Barbecue sauce? Is there barbecue
Should
sauce?
be.
Well,
If
you
it's
would
not,
think
it should be.
so.
I haven't been to a game in a few years, so
Right.
I can't tell you, but
Yeah.
that's how they do it.
Sadly, here in Omaha, at the Omaha Storm Chasers, it's the Scooters Coffee Race. So it's coffee,
Chai tea,
cinnamon roll, and some other bullshit.
snickerdoodle,
Yeah, I don't know.
scooter doodle, I think they call it actually.
And it used to be an actual race on the field. Like they would dress people up and race them on the field. And now, obviously, thanks COVID, it's on the
Can't have
it's on the
mascots
video
running.
board and it's stupid. So yeah,
Boo.
yeah, it's not great. No.
Grumpy old man.
I always vote for cinnamon roll because he's got a big head.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think he's the funniest looking. So, and I don't like.
Has he won?
He has. He's won a little bit. Yeah. I don't necessarily like Scooter's coffee so much. I will root against the coffee.
Oh, okay.
I like this beer. Holy smokes, this is good.
Yeah.
You just keep coming up with more beers. Every time I look over, your glass is getting refilled.
Full.
Mine's gone.
I enjoy this time of year.
Bummer.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Well, it's close.
Here's what's fun about this beer. As you drink it and as it warms up, it almost gains some bitterness,
Yeah.
which I missed in the beginning, kind of.
Sure.
Okay.
And then so as it has warmed up, it has kind of gained some of that, which is fun. I don't.
So does that change your impression? Like
No.
you like it more or less?
I
or-
like it more.
Oh,
Right. It
wow.
hasn't changed my impression of the beer overall, but it has. It's kind of reinforced, like Dolan had said before. You could drink a big one of these, right? You know, that's and it would almost change over time, and that type of
Yeah.
thing.
So where do you rank this one as far as Märzens go? Would you say, if this was in your general rotation now that it's in Nebraska?
I mean, it's right up there. It's between this, the one we had last week from Cosmic Eye, which is very similar style. Sam Adams, it's just a go-to.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, but because it's just everywhere.
Yeah, you can buy 12 packs or whatever of that.
I'd be very happy to grab this off the shelf.
Yeah.
So without a doubt.
Yeah, so far this out of the 3 that we've done so far,
Yeah.
this would be my second favorite. Yeah, for
Next
sure.
to the Dunkel.
Interesting.
You like that Dunkel?
Oh, I did. I
I think we broke him. Remember how innocent
We fixed
and-
him.
Well,
I think we
okay.
fixed him.
All right,
We'll
you're
go with
right.
that. We just changed his computing.
Maybe you're right. All right, TripAdvisor.
Okay.
4 out of 5. Only 4 out of 5. Right on 60 reviews.
Yeah.
And there-
Oh,
Here's the thing. Like sometimes, remember a couple weeks ago when I picked out the dumb review?
Yeah.
All right.
We didn't have dog water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I
I
remember
couldn't
that.
find the bathroom.
there's too many flavored beers.
Right, that type of thing.
Uh-huh.
There were some dumb ones on there, like people that just didn't understand what German beers were. So I was
Sure.
like, forget it. I'm not gonna. No.
Where's the IPA? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the one I picked out: best German beer in the States.
Huh.
There's a lot of breweries.
That's a lot of breweries. So that's
Wow.
bold.
Uh-huh.
In our experience, the beer here is comparable to the beer in Germany. Okay, so if you say that, maybe I would hope that you've
You've
been
actually
to
been
Germany.
there. Yeah.
Right. The Hefeweizen is particularly good. That's next level because I don't like Hefeweizens.
Yeah.
That's if you
do?
can
Yeah.
right, then and you compare it to a German Hefeweizen, okay.
Sure.
Fine. Or a Czech or that type of thing.
Yeah.
Parking is a bit of a problem. Well, you're in Denver, duh.
It's always going to be a problem.
Right?
Yeah.
You could say that about Coors Field. You could say that about Elix Gardens. You could say that about any place you go in Denver. Parking is a problem, duh.
Yeah.
So there you go. I will go here. I will make it a point to go here next time I'm in Denver. I'm surprised my brother hasn't been here.
I mean, it's a place. It sounds like maybe this is seasonal, but some of the other ones are not. Like you're getting German style beers year round, which normally what we're getting them here is just Oktoberfest, you know? So the breweries around here, like let's say Cosmic Eye, they're cranking that one out once a year. Or this place, this is what they do.
all year long.
God, that'd be great. Wouldn't it be great to get this all the time?
Yes. My goodness. Yeah. Untapped. This is the first time that Untapped has failed me.
Oh,
Really?
I don't like their new update, so I don't get an exact number of check-ins.
oh, really?
It only says 7.7 thousand check-ins. 7.7. We're not talking in the millions, like 1.3 million
Sure.
or whatever. 7.7K.
Weird.
And no matter how far I dug into the app,
Yeah.
it wouldn't give me the exact number.
You know, there's an option that you can pay for Untapped.
What?
You can actually like subscribe to it, and it lets you. There's some one of the perks that I know of it is you can give like more exact ratings. So we are in the 0.25 scale.
Right.
If you like give them some money, I don't know what it's for. You can go like, this is a 4.18 for me, and it will show up on your feed as a 4.18.
No.
So maybe if we were in that next tier, the pay tier, we could actually see how many check-ins you got. But
Here we go. Dolan if you win a Telly Award
Yeah.
for the beer podcast,
Oh, he's
Okay.
splurged for it.
I will pay for. We'll pay. The company will pay for us to get this next level, right? Next level.
Okay.
I know at least one or two people that have it, and because every once in a while it sticks out when you're scrolling through your feed and somebody's like,
Right.
"Oh, this is a 3.84." You're like, "Huh?
How did you do that?
What?
First of all, how do you decide 3.84? And second of all, how do you do it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's next level. Totally next level.
It's out there.
Look, as much as we've won a few Telly Awards here for some of the content that we
Yeah.
produced, it looks like it is that much harder to win for podcasting. I don't know. So
Well, podcasting is like a trend almost. Like
Yeah.
everybody
yeah.
everybody started a podcast within the last 5 years.
Right.
I
A
feel
lot
like
of
everybody has
celebrities
one.
have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Untapped 7.7 thousand check-ins. Not that 7,767.
That's what we'll
check-ins.
say.
Whatever.
We'll just make the numbers up.
Whatever. So,
Okay.
what do you think? What do you think?
I would like to know how long they've made this beer, but
It seems like a long time.
Use it in a sentence, please.
I'm gonna say 3.84.
I'm gonna go 3.88.
3.72.
That seems low.
It seemed low. Yeah. This maybe is more German style than we've had in the States. This
Yeah.
is more like what we've had last year when we did like traditional
Sure.
German Oktoberfest,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Very similar. Very,
Yeah.
very similar, but on a much smaller scale. So,
I don't know. I was glad to see it show up, and I grabbed me a 6-pack, and I'm gonna grab some more.
Really good. Really good.
I'll bring some different Prost beer back. I think it's definitely worth a try. My initial reaction, like I said at the beginning, was I didn't like this brewery.
Yeah.
I didn't understand this brewery, and now I
at 'em.
understand it more.
Open mind,
Right?
open palate.
Umbrella.
Nice.
And now I'm sad because we've only got one more Oktoberfest, and then a pumpkin episode
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
Halloween.
We do. Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
We're going to Germany for the next episode, and there's 2 beers from this brewery, and this brewery's been around for over 600 years.
Yes.
So we're gonna get traditional with it.
It's a fantastic way to end.
Yeah.
All right. And then pumpkins after that.
Yep. Multiple
Which-
pumpkin beers.
Last year I spilled a
Yum.
pumpkin beer all over my laptop.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It was
And that was the
not.
last time you brought the laptop in for notes. Now they're printed out.
Yeah. Luckily, we're all here in the same room now, again, doing
That's
it
true.
like we should be doing. So,
That's true.
All right, fellas, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Let's have another beer.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.